Yo, Kingdom, community vibes, community ties. Terrance Tucker is the brother who's connecting the tribe.
Boom! Yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. I know y'all basketball heads mad at me. I know y'all man. Listen, put the ball down real quick, man. Put the ball down. Yes. Listen, we got the legend in here, man. Yes, the legend. Yes, he is the legend himself. My guy, okay. Ridgeview legend. Ridgeview finest stand up. Okay, stand up. We got your guy, man. Coach Daryl Jarvis in the building. Okay, matter of fact, man, stand up on your feet right now, man. Get this man a huge round of applause. I thank you, my brother, for coming by. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, this has been my guy for a long time right here, man. Somebody, man, that I've looked up to, and I have admired, man, for all the hard work that he's put in, not only in his community, but my community as well, but all the communities, okay? And when we're done here, you'll feel the same way you know what I'm saying? You will, trust me, you'll feel the same way about him like I do. You be like, man, I love this dude, I love him, right? Listen, my guy, man, now currently, you know what I'm saying, for starters, before we start now, right, you're currently the head basketball coach and the assistant, man, director at Dreher High School, man, here, man, located in Columbia, South Carolina. Those Blue Devils, man, stand up.
Yeah.
Huh? You see it, sure got the blue on it? Yeah. Hey, we back home, man. Back home, man. Listen, but for those who may have been living up under a rock, okay, and you don't know who this guy is, that means that you don't follow basketball. That means that you have no basketball sense, okay? But pay attention so we can enlighten you today. All right, now, first off, my guy went to Ridgeview.
Yeah.
Ridgeview High School.
First full graduating class.
Woo!
Yeah.
So talk about that. What does Ridgeview High School mean to you, bro?
Man, it means everything, man. You know, when you get to walk into the doors and you one of the first freshmen, you know, and we always have these little fun rivalries and banter amongst other Ridgeview graduates.
Right.
But you know, because you have seen, well, I'm the first senior graduate.
Right.
I'm the first. Well, listen, it's nothing like being that first freshman class to walk through Ridgeview.
Nothing.
You know, you help build sports programs. You know, I was a battalion XO for the first honor unit distinction at ROTC. You know, just ran cross country. You know, played basketball. Just to be a part of that and to watch all of our classmates to go on to do some great things, man. It's just a part of it. Because nobody, how many people can say, I went there when that school was open now? You know, that usually
not a lot of people.
At 70, we'll be able to do that.
Of course.
But you know, many people say, man, I went to that high school, and you in your 30s and 40s, and you know, I went there when it was first built, man. Right. And I helped do this and I helped do that. So I wear Ridgeview across my chest everywhere I go.
Hey, you can brag different.
Brag different, that's right.
Brag.
That's right.
You
All
brag
right, I go in the
different,
gym, like if we have tournament or something, I have to take kids over, like you see that banner up there? Yeah, we help with that. And then to go back as a coach, you know, after you graduate, I went to John C. Smith, walk on, and then came back to coach with Coach Balknight and Coach Lowry, man.
Coach Balknight, yeah. Okay.
So, you know, you come back to get to coach at your alma mater.
Coach Lowry was you coach.
Yeah, hey,
crazy dude,
listen, man.
Crazy.
Be on your behind, brother.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So it's just fun to be a part of that, to help build that first initial part of success and be a part of a program, man.
Wow, man.
That's so big nowadays.
Man, that's excellent, man.
Yeah,
Listen, man. So going forward, man. Now, we know when you were 17 years old, leaving Ridgeview High School, you went to the military from there.
Actually, you know, I went to John C. Smith in Charlotte.
Walked on.
Yeah. Was a good practice player for my size, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
So how did, you know what I'm saying, John C. Smith, right, which is the HBCU.
HBCU.
You already see it right there.
Oh, yeah.
How did John C. Smith, man, change that 17-year-old man leaving Ridgeview High School?
It helped turn me into a young man very quickly. You know, the landscape is completely different at an HBCU.
Okay.
You learn a lot about tradition, a lot about pride, a lot about our black pride. You know, some things that you don't necessarily get exposed going to a mixed school or lot of different races and creeds. You go to HBCU, it's like, all right, hey, listen, let me tell you about how prideful, walk with your head up, walk with your chest out.
Right.
You know, all those type of things. So man, and you get to meet people from all over. You know, being in the military is one thing. You meet, again, people of all nationalities, but that HBCU pride is just so different, man. It's you know, you have no choice but to say, hey, I'm a young black man, and I got to be successful, because you watch your professors, and you watch all these guys walk across campus, man. It just teaches you so much about pride, and then you know, just like college, any other college, you're on your own.
You're on your own for real.
So you know, you got to wake up in the morning and
a lot of responsibility.
Yeah. So,
that you didn't have in high school.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. So it was just a great experience, man.
Wow, man. So did you know, like, you know what I'm saying, when did it hit you that you want to be a head coach? Or that you coach?
It's a great question. I tell this story now and then. I left Johnson C. Smith after my freshman year. It was fun, you know, being on the practice squad. When you look at that tuition bill, and at that time I think it was $14,000 a semester for private school. So you look at that bill, you're like, I don't know if I want to do this. My father was retired 30-year veteran. Wow. And he had been telling me, go to the military, go to the military. So I said, I wasn't quite ready when I left Smith. So I came home, I was working at Piggly Wiggly, and you know, I was working at Food Line in high school, and I was kind of disappointed. I was like, this is not nothing I want to do for a long time. So when I came back, Coach Baltnight called me, and he wanted me to start coaching. I wasn't really ready. I didn't know if that was something I wanted to do. Right. But it had always been in the back of my mind. So I joined the military. Go ahead. I joined the military. I went back, came back. I think that summer. I want to say somewhere in May. I came out of basic AIT because I went that January 2000. And I didn't stay home long. When I say that got on through, I got on through. Yeah. So Coach Baltnight called me again, probably that following November season, and I just started coaching, man. And I was like, yo, I really like this. You know, it was a little difficult when you first go in because you're still 19, 20. Some of the guys you're coaching that you played either JV or someone played varsity, so you're still young. Yeah. But for them to give me that respect, and Coach Baltnight to give me that authority, you know, and guys kind of like, okay, I've seen him play. I know he knows what he's talking about. So just one thing kind of led into another, and then you start realizing that these guys look up to you more just in basketball. Because you're so close to their age at that point, they say, oh man, you did this, you did this. Yeah. So now it's a lot of guidance, a lot of mentorship that I appreciated and that I enjoyed. So I was in church one day. At this time, I had transferred to Carolina. I was working at Blue Cross. That's right.
All day.
Yeah. You're gonna beat Tennessee tonight, by the way.
5:30.
5:30. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. 5:30. Yeah. Haters.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I was working at Blue Cross. I was in the military, in the reserves. I was working at Ridgeview when Coach Baltnight called me back, and Blue Cross Blue Shield, man. So I was doing that for like 2 years, just kind of grinding, trying to figure out, because I was the computer science major first.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I asked Coach Baltnight, I was like, how do you become a head coach?
Right.
And he was just like, if you really want to become a head coach, you got to get an education, or you'll teach something. Because unless you're a big name or somebody famous, you know, school's not going to make a position for you to be a coach. Right. So you have to grind it and earn it just like everybody else. Right. So I said, you know what? I'm going to look into that. And I started looking into it, and I was in church. My parents go to Zion Canaan, so that's where I went when I was young. I was in church, and Pastor Smith was talking about, you know, do what you love to do. Wake up in the morning, have a passion about something you want to do. You know, something that you can be respected in. A lot of people have money, but there are a lot of miserable people with a lot of miserable because they can't do the things they want to do. So I was in church, and when he said that, I just hit, and I looked at my mother, and I said, I want to be a basketball coach. Right. And I didn't know I wanted to teach, but I knew I wanted to be a basketball coach. Then as you get into the teaching part, you realize, wow, now I can mentor and guide a whole bigger spectrum.
And you have your eyes on them as well.
Absolutely. And that was that moment, man. I had to be about 21 when I finally said, this is what I want to do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. Man. That's awesome, man. That's awesome, man. Listen. So, fast forward, brother. Mm-hmm. You came to my alma mater.
Yeah.
C.A. Johnson High School.
Yeah.
Why C.A. Johnson High School?
I'm gonna tell you just like I tell everybody, just like I tell you the story. God leads me to the places that I go to. Right. Everything happens for a reason. Right. I originally said I was gonna stay at Brooklyn Casey when Coach Barton went to Brooklyn Casey. Right. Vince Lowry came back after he went to Brooklyn Casey. So then when Coach Lowry took the Blythewood AD job, me and him had some conversations about should I go to Blythewood, should I stay at Ridgeview, help Coach Combs out, who's gonna be the incoming coach. Right. Coach Barton calls me again. Coach, I need an assistant coach. Talked to Coach Lowry, he said, listen, you wanna be a head coach, you're gonna go be an associate head coach. At an early age, I think I was 24 at the time, so I just made the jump, man, and I got there. And then from Brooklyn Casey, I thought I was gonna stay there and just kind of be there for a while, you know, because in your head, when you talk about coach, you see guys stay in places so long. Right. So it's like, okay, well, I'll stay here and learn from Coach Barton as much as I can. Right. So when that happened, Eau Claire job came in. Right. So I said, well, I think I'm ready to be a head coach. Interviewed for the head coaching job at Eau Claire, stayed 2 years, but I was an assistant coach. Right. C.A. Johnson came open, and I wasn't really sure if I wanted to apply for it. But people kept coming and saying, listen, go apply for the job. Go do this. I'll make some calls for it. Right. And at the time, I wasn't 30 yet. I was 29. Right. And I'm still kind of like, I don't know, because a lot of this ain't about what you know, it's about who knows you. Right. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Right. Kerry Rich tells you that all the time. That's so true. Yes, sir. Who knows you? Right. So people knew me. They called. My family is from that community, what a lot of people don't know. My mother went to C.A. Johnson for a minute. I got a bunch of cousins went to C.A. Johnson. First cousins, a lot of people last name Creech. If you went to C.A. Johnson, we related, so hit me up if you're out there. But it was just, went into the interview. I came out the interview, and I forgot what the song was. Remember Black and Yellow? Yeah, Black and Yellow, Black and Yellow. As soon as I left the interview, I turned the radio on, and the radio station had some different remixes, and Green and Yellow came on. As soon as I left, I said, I'm gonna get that job. As soon as I left, because that's the first thing I heard when I turned the radio on. Lo and behold, I got a call a couple days later, said, Coach, we'd like for you to accept the position. And boom, we there. And boom, here we go. We there. Here we go. We there. Yeah, man. We there, man. It was a blessing. Wow, man.
So, you know, we all know about, you know, that community, man. It's a rich community, man. Yeah. With a lot of pride, a lot of history in that community. But it also has, you know, for some people it has that, you know, negative stigma, right?
Absolutely.
But you came in and you turned young men who probably had no hope and no drive, no vision, no ambition. Yeah. You turned those young, listen, this guy, man, he turned those young men, right, into some straight assassins. Yeah, man. Okay? Assassins, man, that just feared no one. Feared no one. Like, you know, for those who, you know, may not know about that school, it's a very small school, right? It's just, what, it's 1A now? 1A now?
Getting about 400 kids.
That didn't mind, you know what I'm saying, playing 5A school. Mm-hmm. But you take on the mentality of your coach.
Absolutely.
Okay, let me ask you something, man. You know, how did you change that program around?
First thing I did was surround myself with great people. Okay. My principal, Nathan White, when he hired me for the job, he took me on a tour of the school. Yeah. The gym was brand spanking new.
Brand new.
I think it may have been 3 years old at the time. He went into the gym, he pointed at some banners, and he said, you're gonna put some banners up here. Again, first time head coach, I'm like, you know, I just wanna come in, make these young men do what they do, and then whatever happens after that, that's what happens. But he said, you're gonna have some banners on the wall. So he was very huge because he took a leap of faith on myself and another guy named Marlon Smith. Marlon Smith was my assistant coach. My boy Smitty now.
Yeah, Smitty Smith.
Smitty now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Basketball legend too.
Yeah. He was my assistant coach. He and I were a lot alike from a mentality where we came from places where, because we didn't have big names or we weren't posted all across billboards and names in the paper. We always had the mentality that we're gonna come in and we're gonna show people what we know.
Right.
You may not know us now, but you'll know us later on.
Right.
So he was very instrumental in helping with that mentor aspect. Then, you know, Eugene Kuhn, the athletic director, he knew what I was about.
Mr. Kuhn.
Yeah, Coach Kuhn, man. A lot of wisdom. And I tell young people, listen to older people, man. You learn a lot from them. So he just dropped a lot of knowledge about things, the nuances about the community and who to talk to. You know, who to kind of build relationship with. Who not to necessarily get so close to because they want to do the negative thing or the wrong thing. And then when you got your staff, I had Richard Schofield, I had Byron Brennan, I had Tony Brown. Then eventually, after those guys moved on and did better things, I brought in a guy named Lawrence Kelly, who's the head coach down at Cross Creek in Augusta. So I just wanted to surround myself with like-minded people that we know if we were in a fight and I got hit, I know they were gonna hit back.
Right.
And that was the mentality that I brought along to the players. Because like you said, they had been, for the lack of a better word, taught to be put your head down, or
average.
You're not, be average, and you're not gonna do this, and you're not. So we instilled in that. No, you walk around here with your head up, you walk around here with your chest out, and you do the right thing. But what I had to get to them to understand was it's hard to do that when you're not doing the right thing. So now we got to do the right things off the floor so you can walk with your head up. Because you know when your mama or your daddy or somebody older talking to you and they talk, you put your head down when they're trying to tell you something good because you know you're not doing what you're supposed to do. So we talked to them about being positive, doing the right thing at all times. When you do that, good things will start to happen to you. And they started to believe that. They started to see. The first year, we kind of took some bumps and bruises. I had to sit some people down. I put some people off.
You sure did.
That ended up later on.
Good players, too.
Good players later on that came back because they said, Coach, I'm tired of being in the street, Coach. I'm tired of this, and I see what you're doing. So they buckled down. They did what they were supposed to do, man. And the beauty of it is still to this day, they'll call me, and they some of them call me Pops, some of them call me
Because you were like some of them dad for real.
For real.
Like some of them dad, man.
For real, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I cut their hair, take them home, feed them.
Did them everything.
I move one of them in my house.
Wow.
Yeah, man, because, and you'll hear people say, oh, well, that negativity. Oh, you moved him in so you can win a basketball game. I moved that young man in to save his life. Because even what people don't know, when he was in my house, I had suspended him for games.
Wow.
Because he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do off the floor.
Wow.
You had to hold kids accountable. Wow. That was the biggest thing about C.A. John's kids. You had to hold them accountable.
Hold them accountable.
And you had to make them understand that your value is just as good as anybody else's. I don't care what part of the city or the country we come from.
Come on, man.
You walk just like everybody else walk. When we went to play Kenny that first year, we were a little timid. I ain't gonna lie, I faced frats act noise. I wasn't timid, I was a little nervous. Because I was really worried about what the reaction would be once we start taking them hits.
Right.
And it didn't go quite as well as we wanted, but we didn't quit. And after that, man, I said, listen, you see after this game, everybody put their pants on the same way you do.
Hey, listen, man, Biggie Small City, man, they bleed just like us.
They bleed just like us. Some Rocky before that game, man, and one of those things was when Rocky cut the Russian. And he said he bleeds.
Right, he bleeds.
And hey, every giant can come down.
Come on, every giant can come down, man. Every giant can come down, man. So let me ask you this right here, man. You start getting the buzz around the city. That C. Johnson was back.
Yeah.
C. Johnson was back. And it felt good going to those games, man. Leaving there with a W.
Absolutely.
Me as an alumni, being a fan, man, it felt good going to those games, man. The crowds was in it, man.
Yes.
The old heads were there, man, cheering him on, man, talking smack to him. Oh, what is he doing? Right. It started winning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So, but you built the team up, man. And lo and behold, man, you took them on a run.
Yeah.
Historic run.
Yes.
To a state championship. How did that feel? First of all, pre-game, what was it like for you? Pre-championship game, man, Colonial Life Arena. How was that?
night before, we went and watched some games.
Right.
Personally, I was very anxious. I wanted to play. But at the same time, again, your first one, kind of like, I want to make this as normal for me as possible.
Right.
So that when the kids see my body language or they see how I respond to things, it's normal to them as possible. Now, some things you're gonna do differently just because it's state championship, eating and staying in a hotel and all those things. But I wanted everything else to be as normal as possible. So I tried to just normalize it as if it were a regular game.
Right.
In a different venue. So it was also, though, graduating from Carolina and playing on that floor, coaching on that floor.
Oh, that was special.
Yeah, that was special.
That's special.
And I love Frank Martin to death, so it's kind of like I'm walking the same side as he's walking, and Eddie Kohler, and Dave
the legends,
Coleman,
man,
and all
the
the
legends,
man.
You calling out some legends now.
Yeah, man. So that was something big for me.
Yeah.
So then you get into the aspects like, wait a minute now. There's a lot of people that it's gonna be in the community. Team come out. It's gonna be at this game, man. I had to take my own advice and tell myself I belong to be here. Right. And I tell my kids all the time, embrace those moments. Because when you embrace them, it makes it a little bit easier. Right. You know, you get the nerves out, the jitters out. So when we walked in that night and we started watching this Friday night state championship game, I just took a deep breath. My sisters and I started talking, and she said, hey man, we belong here. We worked hard, we put in work. Tomorrow morning we wake up, let's go do it. Man, and we did it.
And he did it. And we did it, man. So post game, man, post life, period, man. Just seeing clock and go to 4-0s, man. Knowing that you was on top, man, and knowing that you had just won your first state championship, man. You know, just that moment, man. First of all, you know, we all know that you had to thank God first. Right. But just that moment, man, how was knowing that your family was there to see it, you know what I'm saying, and friends, everybody was there. What was that feeling like?
Overwhelming. And what people don't know is if you ever go back and watch the tape, when we start to cut that lead in the fourth quarter, and I start to realize my guys believe that we can do this, I walk away to the end of the bench toward the baseline and I do this move because I'm starting to tear up at this point because my guys believe. I got a group of young men who we have fought tooth and nail on and off the floor about everything you could possibly think of. To see them realize, man, I can accomplish something. All the stuff that people said we couldn't do, we did. So when you see that look, it's overwhelming. So after the game and after we won it, to see your guys on the floor and they crying and hugging each other. Now these are the same guys that I might not have a practice and we might be on the football field in grass because they hard down arguing about something that happened in the community. Exactly. So to see that love, that joy, to look up in the stands and see green and gold and Mr. Stroman, you can do it. You know, I was just overwhelmed at the joy that I saw everybody else. It didn't hit me that I had won a state championship as a coach until probably I got home. And we had a little celebration, a surprise celebration for me at the house that I was unaware of. But it didn't hit me until then when you kind of come down and you relax and then your friends come and congratulate you. But for me, man, after it was just overwhelming to watch the community and watch everybody's in tears and crying and hugging and shouting. And that just really filled me with joy to feel like I did something to help other people, man. That's all I want to do.
Well, listen, man. From the bottom of my heart, man, we appreciate you.
Hey,
I tell them,
I appreciate you,
man.
Most definitely.
You brought back pride, man.
Yeah, man.
You brought pride back. We needed.
Yeah.
I mean, we needed that energy.
Absolutely.
Man. You know, you brought it back, man. So listen, man, fast forward, man. So you took some time off from coaching, and but then you decided to go up 20 a little bit.
I went up 20 a little
Drive
bit.
Up 20 a little bit.
I made that ride a little bit. Yeah.
Wow, let me ask you something. Why West Florence?
Again, God. I mean, and listen, and I tell everybody I talk to, I'm not the one that goes and try to spit scriptures and all these things, but I believe in God.
Right.
And I try to move as best I can to the steps He want me to move.
Right.
I got a call, hey man, West Florence job open. In my head, I'm like, what y'all telling me for? I'm not driving down that far every day, and I don't want to move to Florence.
Right.
But then after I hung up the call, obviously, let me think about this.
Yeah.
I hadn't made no other call. I got a call. Hey man, you need to come down here and get this job. What you mean come get this job? And I had about 3 or 4 close people that I rock with in this coaching circle that I can truly call friends that call me and say, listen, I got a call from so-and-so say, you need to come get this job, man.
Right.
You know, it's other candidates, but they felt like if I went and did a good interview, which I've never really had an issue doing, you get the job. And then I got a call, I ain't gonna say too much, but I got a very defining call.
Encouraging call.
Very encouraging, defining calls. Said, listen, I need you to interview, come get this job, man. I want to change some things down here. Went to the interview, got a call a couple days later, coach, we want to offer you the head coach job here in West Florence. Listen, that was a great move for me.
From a fan perspective, just, me as a fan of his, listen, he put in some work down there. Man. You put in some work down there. You really changed that program, because a lot of people like, man, coach, y'all was gonna go down there, man. Them people different down there, man. They got, you know what I'm saying? They not really, they not gonna win nothing. The kids not really like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they bought in.
Quickly. And I have to credit our principal, Matthew Dowdell. I have to credit Greg Johnson, my athletic director, because they let me come in and say, coach, do what you do.
Yeah.
We in the basketball. However you need to do it, obviously long within the right way, but however you need to do it, whatever you need to do, we support you 100%. As soon as I came to the door. And I brought 2 guys with me from Johnson, Schofield and Brennan. Brought them down there with me. I got a young guy down there, LJ, he helped me out. Because he knew that Florence area, man. And they had talent. But again, the thing that I took from Johnson was that toughness.
Mental toughness too.
That mental toughness. Let's not be confused. Not just the physical part. That mental part is very, very crucial to what we're doing.
Right.
And they had some mild success, but they could never win region. I think when we won region at my first year down there, we won region. That was the first time they won it since '92.
Okay.
So I brought that from Johnson, just that mentality of being the first. And that's just kind of my roots from Ridgeview, being the first to do something. And then I'm a coach in both sports, but you always heard Coach Spurrier say at Carolina, let's be one of the first to do something, first. So I had always used those mantras, the first. So hey, let's be the first team since 1992 to win the region. But this is how you got to get it. And the mental toughness came from, I'm going to demand perfection. You're not going to be perfect, but I'm going to demand it so you can get as close to it as possible. And then when kids start realizing that, man, I'm better than what people told me, because a lot of times kids don't have to be the most athletic or the most talented. They just got to believe in themselves.
That's big.
If you can get kids to believe in themselves, they'll run through a brick wall for them. I have the uncanny ability to get kids to believe that they can believe in themselves and do whatever, because I know they can. Because so many people tell you what you can't do all your life.
All your life. Right.
So I always come in and tell you what you can do. Now, if you don't listen to what I ask you to do, then you probably won't be able to do it. Because you don't want to, there are rules to this.
Rules to the game.
I tell people greatness, and people see me put on social media, greatness comes with a cost. You got to pay rent every day. Every day you wake up, you got to want to be great.
Got a bill to pay.
So that's just the mentality that I have, man. I tell my players, I forgot what's the movie with Will Ferrell? He said, every day I wake up, I pee excellence.
I pee excellence.
Like I really feel that way. People think I be crazy.
Nah, supposed to.
But that's
supposed to put that back.
If I don't think I'm great, what am I doing this for?
What are you doing? Why are you doing it?
Right. What you doing? So
because God didn't make people to be average. At all, man.
At all.
So you went up there, man. You had some success, man.
Yeah.
A lot of success. But you decided to come home.
Decided to come home.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
To those Dreher Blue Devils.
Yes, sir.
Now, why is that? God.
I promise you. Listen, everywhere that I've been, Tuck, and people who know me and been kind of with me, they know exactly what I'm talking about. When I left Johnson, I had to leave Johnson because of some of the things that I personally in life was going through.
Right.
So you go to Florence, I had to be at Florence to finish getting through some things that I was going through.
Right.
It was the right time at the right place.
Right.
Now my daughters are going up and down the road with me, and I'm looking at them like, man, either I'm gonna have to move to Florence, or I gotta find another way for them to stay in Columbia. But then I don't want to be that far away from my kids.
Right.
So God worked it out. I got a call.
Yeah.
Hey man, you interested?
Yeah.
Well, because I'd asked my AD in Florence. I started asking him, say, hey man, if you can find some rental properties, find some people to talk to, because I was gonna move down there like that. I had just said that in my head. That's what I was gonna do. And again, got the call, did the interview. A couple days later, Coach offered the job. It was just such a blessing for me to come back to Columbia. I could keep my kids in Columbia, close to my parents. My father just celebrated his 84th birthday, 14. So that was another big thing, trying to stay as close to my parents.
Being back home.
Yeah. And as you know, just recently, man, time is valuable.
It's short.
And we have to love our loved ones while we're here.
Facts.
Good, bad, indifferent, whatever y'all go through, you gotta love them. So my parents kind of own, especially my father, he's 84. I want to kind of be around.
All the time.
Yeah, so he liked to come to games, and it was kind of difficult in West Florence to come to games. So that was another aspect to play. But those are things that I had prayed about. Nobody ever knew that.
Wow.
And then
God answers
God
prayers.
answered my prayers.
His prayers, man. So what can those Dreher Blue Devils, man? What can they expect from you, brother?
It's some exciting basketball, man.
Wow.
I came in again as we were talking to Ron Harvey. Mentality-wise, get ready for the grind. Because we're gonna work hard. We're gonna be in shape. We're gonna be physical. But mentally, we're gonna be tougher than anybody else.
I like that.
Yeah. The thing that I like, I've already got kids. With COVID, we haven't been able, in our district, haven't been able to deal with our kids.
Right.
So I've done a lot of Zoom conferencing. I've done a lot of WhatsApp messages. I got everybody that wants to try out, and I wake up, hey man, listen, be great today. Give them something positive. Give them a good quote. And some of them have already taken it, and they're telling their teammates, or some of the potential teammates, hey man, listen, if you're not trying to do X, Y, Z, don't even worry about coming out here. They got a fall league game today, and last night they were sending out, my seniors were sending out messages like, listen man, for the last 3 years we ain't been real good. And I want to be good this year. And coach is giving us these guidelines, these mental things to go by, these mental steps to take. And it's already sunken in that, hey, wake up, want to be great. But you can't cheat the process.
No.
You can't cheat the process. And that's the thing I tell people. You got to work out. I tell them, I had Coach Caldwell, I got AJ Caldwell with me. I got Schofield again with me, Byron Brennan, and I got a guy named Pete Fouts with me. And people who don't know, Pete Fouts is one of the best guards to come through the state of South Carolina.
Wow.
Played at SC State back in the day. He played at Eau Claire with Joe Redberry, man, and all those guys. Yeah. So he has the same mentality that I have.
Listen, we getting nervous already.
Yeah, man. So we put these drills ready, man.
Putting y'all on notice, man. Them Dreher Blue Devils coming, man.
We coming. I'm not a bragger, but we gonna compete.
Let me brag.
We gonna compete.
My God,
Dreher
Blue Devils. Listen, this will be the first time that I cheer for Dreher. Because I hated Dreher when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Right. So only this man could have me wearing blue. Okay.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Listen, man. Listen, we need y'all to come out and support. Okay, we need you to come out and support those Blue Devils, those student athletes. Remember, student athletes.
That's right.
Student athletes, meaning parents. We just don't want to see you at the games. We need you at the school.
That's right.
Checking on your kids.
That's right.
All the times. Okay, come to the meetings. Okay, come to those PTO meetings, man.
That's right.
Check in with your coach, man. Follow up. Listen, we don't want to hear, okay, when you know, your doggone son getting an L, how you want to compare?
That's right.
No. Because if they can't get the grades, they ain't put it all.
They will not. It's funny you say that. I just had a conversation with a parent about one of the seniors, a potential guy, and he don't want to act right. And me and mama had a long conversation. I said, listen, if he can't listen to what you do at home, it's gonna be hard for him to play for me.
Exactly.
You got to do right at the house too. But now I told mama, I said, now I work, because that's the kind of coach I am. Yeah. Now if he makes this team and he doesn't listen to something, best believe when he get to practice, he gonna pay for that. Right. Because you got, on the floor, off the floor. Off the floor is way bigger than on the floor.
It matters, y'all.
What you 7:30 and 3:30 determines your success. 7:30 that night.
And what you're doing, nobody's watching.
Bingo.
That's really going to determine your success. Bingo. Y'all, thank y'all so much, man. Tuning in another impactful episode of the Community Vibes, man. Make sure you come down to those. Listen, come down, man, off Millwood Avenue, man, and watch those Blue Devils, man, this year. All right, we need you to come by, check them out, give him all your love and support. All right, and make sure that you vote. Okay, register.
Please vote.
Please vote. We need you to come out and vote. All right.
Vote locally too, not just presidents. Vote for your school board.
Yes.
Vote for the people in your community, your council members, the people that directly affect you in your little area. Yes. Do that vote. Yes. Then that's trickle up.
Yeah. Thank you so much, man. Listen, be careful. All right, and God bless. Salute.
Yo, Kingdom. Community vibes, community ties. Terrance Tucker is the brother who's connecting the tribe. You say you want shine, come get your shine on. You say you want vibes, come get your vibe on. Community vibes, community ties. Terrance Tucker is the brother who's connecting the tribe. Hey, you say you want shine, we'll get your shine on. You say you want vibes, we'll get your vibe on.